What is up, guys? It is Jacob from Quad Hunting on YouTube. I don't know why I'm the only one who ever does these videos. I don't know why I have to say it's Jacob. Anyways, so we are today going to review Battleground, which took place Sunday. I know it's Wednesday and I'm doing this. I haven't had time to sit down and talk about it, so now I have time, so we're going to sit down and talk about it. The pre-show, they had Redango, Van Rings, whatever, Fandango and Tyler Breeze versus the Usos, which are both two SmackDown teams, and they actually had Breeze and Fandango get the win. I know I'm saying it wrong. Fandango get the win, but it was actually a really surprising move. A lot of people, the Usos are a established tag team. They thought it was going to do that. They thought they were going to go. A lot of people thought they were going to go with the Usos because it would have then put them in position for tag title reign, but it actually went to Breeze and Fandango, which is proving the rumors that Vince actually likes that team, and it's good because now it gives both of those guys something to do, something to work for. So, next match, or to actually start Battleground, the whole pay-per-view, they had the women's tag match, which was Sasha and ended up being Bailey. I was wrong. I thought it was going to be Naomi, but they ended up actually going Bailey, which was a nice surprise, versus Charlotte and Dana. Sasha ended up tapping out Charlotte, which was good. It wasn't a huge, there wasn't a lot of focus put on Bailey, which was good because this was supposed to be like Sasha's moment. Bailey was just there to counter Dana Brooke, and it ended up working. And then, as you saw if you watched Raw, Sasha ended up taking the opportunity she was given by making Charlotte tapped. It got her a title match on Raw. She ended up winning, and now Sasha Banks is our women's champion, which is fantastic. A lot of people have been calling for it. I thought it would happen at SummerSlam. I'm kind of glad it happened now. It's kind of cool. Then the New Day versus the Wyatts, which, like I said, it wasn't a tag match. It wasn't a title match, so you pretty much figured the Wyatts were going to win. Plus, they were splitting up. So yeah, it was a fairly good match. I liked the storytelling they did with Xavier Woods being afraid of Bray, not wanting to square up with Bray there in the beginning, and then, you know, distracting him, throwing them all off, and then you saw at the very end how he just threw all that out, went right at Bray, put up a good fight, but then ended up losing after he got hit by the Sister Abigail. Wyatt's win. Last time we'll probably see them all together for a while. I know Bray and Rowan both ended up on SmackDown. Braun ended up on Raw, and we have yet to see where Luke Harper's going to end up because he's out with an injury. So probably the last we're going to see of them, not of them individually, but of them as a group for a while. Then we had Zack Ryder going up against Rusev for the United States title match. Rusev won. It was, yeah, pretty much all you can say about that match. It was just there. It happened. I'm not a huge Ryder fan, so I really didn't care much about the match. You knew Rusev was going to retain, so whatever. And then we had, which was the match of the night, Kevin Owens going up against Sami Zayn. That match was incredible. There were a couple spots where they missed, but overall the whole match was fantastic. I'm a huge fan of that match. That was easily match of the night, and I think it could be match of the year contender for sure. I was wrong, though. I thought Owens was going to win, but they ended up giving the win to Sami Zayn, and it did actually feel like a feud ender. Like, this is the last we're going to see of both these guys together for a while, which is kind of nice because how long their history is. You can always go back to it. It doesn't have to always be there. So I liked that match. Like I said, it was my favorite match of the night. From there, it kind of just went downhill. You had Natalya versus Becky. I thought for sure Becky was going to win, but they ended up giving the win to Natalya. Nothing really of note other than that from the match. Then you had Darren Young versus The Miz. I was wrong here again. I went with the shocker pick of Darren Young winning. It was really confusing, this match. The ending was just, I still have no clue what happened in the ending. Watched it again, and I don't understand why the ref called it. A lot of people are saying the ref called it because it was out of hand. He wasn't going to be able to get control of it. But how many times have we seen fights that go out into the crowd and the ref's just like, oh, just keep continuing the 10 count. Don't call off the match. They were right in front of the ring with a the chicken wing applied, and it was the ref decided that was it. I can't get control of this match again. If that's what they were going for, they did awful. Said it was just an awful ending. It really threw off the rest of the match. Just like it's confusing. And you had Cena, Enzo, and Cass against the Club and AJ Styles. I liked this match. I know a lot of people complained about AJ being the one to take the pin from Cena, but in the grand scheme of things, it gives AJ actually gives Cena another, if Cena wants to even up the win, get ahead. Now, because AJ beat him at Money in the Bank, now Cena has pinned Styles in a tag team match, so there is now they can fight at SummerSlam for a not champion, they're not fighting for the championship. They can now go to SummerSlam, blow off the feud, hopefully ends with AJ winning, hopefully, someone else besides Cena can be the top dog for a while. Then you had Orton return for the highlight reel. I didn't watch the whole thing. I had to go do something else, but it went on long. I know a lot of people were like, it was actually really good, but I got bored halfway through it and just decided I needed to do something else for a second. Yeah, there was that line where Orton said no enhancement needed, referring to his match against Brock coming up, but which is kind of ironic, seeing as Orton has failed a wellness policy twice, once for sure because of steroids. So it's kind of funny in the wrong way, but most of the time it was just Jericho and Orton going back and forth. One line I really did like was Jericho questioning, why would you come back after 9 months and face Brock? And Randy said, I wanted to make an impact. What if I didn't want to be gone for 9 months and come back and fight Fandango? Which Jericho did, and Jericho ended up losing to Fandango at WrestleMania, that one in WrestleMania 29? 29? I think so. That was a terrible WrestleMania, or the bad one. Not as bad as 32, though. But, so yeah, I did like that line. I thought that was very well done. Well, unless you're Fandango, but he looks to be doing all right now, Tyler Breeze, so I was fine with that line. Some people got upset with it. Some people loved it. I was one of the people that loved it. Then you went on to the main event, which was the Shield triple threat, Ambrose, Rollins, and Reigns. And I was surprised to actually see Reigns get pinned clean again. It was a nice surprise. And it built on the story now that they have on Raw, where Seth is getting the automatic shot at the WWE Universal title. It just sounds weird. I don't really like the name right now. That is what they're naming the Raw Championship. Because Reigns cost Raw the championship, he had to try to work back into contention for it. He was put into the Fatal 4-Way one of the Fatal 4-Ways to determine the main event. He won. Finn Balor won the other Fatal 4-Way, and Finn ended up beating Roman clean. I know I've been harping a lot about how Roman needs to turn heel, but I said they need to turn him heel if they plan on having him run in the main event still after the suspension. It doesn't appear to be that way. It appears like he's going to be sent back to the mid-card, and I think that'll actually be good for his career in the long run. I mean, if he's not pushed heavy, not given the rocket ship push, I think people are going to be a little more fine having him build more of an organic build, not an organic push, not trying to do Cena 2.0. So, but anyways, Ambrose won the match in a shocker. I did not see that coming. I thought Rollins was definitely going to win it. So it was a nice back and forth match. Triple threats are sometimes hard to do because of how many people are involved. I thought it was paced out pretty well, and I was overall pretty happy with it. For a whole, I liked the pay-per-view. It was one of my favorites I've watched, and I've only started watching since Survivor Series 2014, so definitely one of my favorites. It was a good pay-per-view. It was solid all the way around, and I think it did well to build on the now new brand split era with Raw and SmackDown. Comes to Raw, I love the Sasha winning the women's title off of Charlotte, doing that now, and I love the push they're giving to Finn Balor. I mean, people love Finn Balor. They want to see him succeed, and they're given him already a shot in that SummerSlam, probably the main event for the Raw Championship, the Universal title against Rollins. Yeah, I think that's good. But then so Raw knocked it out of the park this week. SmackDown, not so much. Kind of disappointed. It was just, sometimes, you know how people complain about Raw being 3 hours? SmackDown did too much for 2 hours. They just tried to pack in as much stuff as they could, and it ended up being kind of a mess. The women on SmackDown is a mess. That is where Eva Marie ended up winning pretty much that whole promo they were all shot, where all the women came out and did their whole thing. Eva Marie won the damn thing, not Alexa Bliss. Okay, but she kind of did win too with her facial expression. She is the queen of facial expressions. She can get her point across without even hardly talking. I mean, you had Alexa, Becky, Natalia, Naomi, and Eva Marie is the one that comes out looking the best. So, and then they did a 6-pack challenge to determine who's going to be the number 1 contender for Dean Ambrose. And they had guys like John Cena, Bray Wyatt, AJ Styles, who was the Apollo Crews. Can't remember the other guy. There was Dolph Ziggler. God, I can't remember that one. Can't remember who was the 6th guy. Anyways, Ziggler ended up winning. It's kind of odd, come out of nowhere, especially him getting the pin on AJ after a super kick, which I guess is his finisher now. He's not doing the zigzag anymore. He's going full Shawn Michaels 2.0, just a straight up copy. I know he's been trying to do the sweet chin music from the corner now. Not sure I like that, but anyways, SummerSlam's looking good already. We got, like I said, we have Ambrose versus Ziggler. We have Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins in a title match. We're going to have Sasha probably against Charlotte again, I think anyways. Brock versus Orton. It's going to be a good pay-per-view, and I'm excited for it now. So, yeah, join me August 21st. We will be doing another live stream for that, as far as I know right now. I shouldn't say we're going to do it. Bearing any unforeseen circumstances, it's going to happen. But I should throw that in there. There's a chance it couldn't, just in case something happens. But yeah, so I'm pretty happy with the product right now. It's looking good. I mean, Monday through Wednesday, you have wrestling now. You have Raw on Monday, SmackDown on Tuesday, NXT and the Cruiserweight Classic all on Wednesday. And that's just WWE stuff. I mean, you still have Lucha Underground, TNA, Ring of Honor. You still have those other brands out there that you can watch if you don't like WWE. But I mean, WWE's doing a good job right now in my eyes, which I haven't said in a long time. So yeah, anyways, like, favorite, subscribe, share it with people if you want. But those are my thoughts on Battleground and some of the stuff that happened on Raw and SmackDown afterwards. So yeah, I will see you guys the next time. Get on and do a video. See you guys later. Bye.